Hi everyone, Tim the Plane Man here, and welcome to Plane Time Bee Sportster E Edition. So something really interesting happened the other night. I picked up this model. I wasn't expecting it, it wasn't planned, wasn't something that I was even looking for, but the opportunity arose. I grabbed it, and now I have this plane, and I'm going to build it, and I'm going to fly it. So pretty much I know very little about what's in the plane. I have had a peek inside the box, but I haven't opened up the pieces. I've had a look online now that I know I have the plane, and I know a little bit about it, and I'll try and tell you what I found out as I go through. But this is the Bee Sportster. So this is what I saw when I had the chance to grab the plane. It looks beautiful. It's red and white, a really solidly looking built model, but all I know is brand new, but it's almost 10 years old. The plane was purchased in September of 2014, and the actual kit itself, GB Model E ARF, $220, pretty sure that's US dollars, 2014 money, and ARF. So almost ready to fly, but I'm going to have to put electronics in it, and we will see how that comes together. So let's see, maybe let's start with the fuselage. Now look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. Supposedly it's a balsa model, finished with monocoat and fiberglass, which should make it very, very resilient. As you can see, the wings mount underneath. There's a big open space in here for mounting electronics. Really quality balsa construction. The control rods are pre-installed, feeding up to the back of the plane, and pretty much ready to install the servos. This cowling here is, I believe that's fiberglass, nice and solid firewall for mounting. It's built for an electric motor, and I've ordered a motor that hopefully will suit. But it's a very interesting plane. Look at that. There'll be more to tell about the history of this plane that was built. And this is based on a real plane. Like this is a scale model, I believe, of a real plane that was built, manufactured in the late 1920s, early 1930s. So let's take a look at the wings. This is one of the most interesting things about this model, from what I've managed to discover. See, no joke, this is a real unboxing. I haven't even opened the plastic, and I'm doing it right now for you on camera. So this plane has been sitting in its plastic wrapping in a box, unopened, for 9 long years. And now we're going to get to see it in its glory. So here we go, here come the wings. The control surfaces are not hinged. There are, I'm not sure if you can see that there, but there are slots in the wing for the hinges. But I'm going to have to get some hinges for that, or I think I may even have some that would work nicely for this. It's a beautiful looking wing. There's a slot here for mounting the servo to control the aileron. No flaps. One thing that I've been told, and I have to watch out for, so I'm just trying to line up down the wing just to see. But one of the warnings was that someone bought and built this plane. I saw it on one of the forums, and the wing was warped. One of the wings was warped, which made it difficult to fly. So I'm going to check the other wing out. Have a look. Basically the same. Oh, such a beautiful build. This is really nice. Let's have a look. No, that's dead flat. Look how it sits nicely on the table there. Look how it sits nicely on the table there. That sits dead flat. So there isn't, one of the suggestions was that there might have been washout on one of the wings and not on the others, but it doesn't seem like that's a problem there. There's not a wrinkle in this covering. This is just absolutely beautiful. If you followed my video, I have flown and crashed in the past, an absolutely beautiful Edge 540 model, slightly smaller than this, but a really nice plane, and I kept all the pieces and the electronics, especially the servos from their digital Metal Gear digital servos. I'm thinking are gonna fit beautifully in this plane. So I don't even have to get the core electronics for this. What we have here, wheel pants. Yes, I mean most of you probably know this, but yes, these are wheel pants. Pants for the wheels. And so there should be 2 of these. I won't open that, I'll leave them in the box for now. But apparently fitting the wheels and getting them right is actually quite important, and one of the things why the addendum is quite important for this model. This is the beautiful fake motor for this model. They put a lot of attention to detail into building this thing. It really is a beautiful looking plane. So from what I have read, this plane may look nice, but it can be a handful to fly. Probably based on the fact of the design of what it was originally built for, or built from, just the model of the original Bee Sportster. And so this is a model of a plane that, you know, was really intended to be flown by an expert. It's a racer, apparently. May actually be okay at some kind of aerobatics. This is absolutely beautiful, as you can see there. Fake motor for the model, and the real motor, the electric motor, will go in here. This will mount on the front and there, something like that. It's really, really interesting. It's gonna look very, very interesting when I get it to fly. It's a handful to fly. I fired it up in real flight, the flight simulator. There's several GB models that you can get to fly on there, and wow, yes, it is a handful to fly, and very strange performance. For example, if you turn the ailerons left or right, the plane tends to just fly forwards. Normally when you turn the ailerons, it can almost be used to turn the plane, but the plane won't really turn unless you use the rudder as well. Fascinating. So it definitely is tricky to fly, but what I'm going to do, because for sure this plane would be beyond me if I tried to fly it myself, but I'll be putting a flight controller in, and let's see how what ArduPilot can do. I'm looking for some ArduPilot magic for this one, so let's put that over there. Let's see what else we've got. Basically we have rudder, nicely done. So here we have 2 ailerons. Let's say, who knows which way up that is, we'll figure that out later. We have tail fin, and from the look of it, not really sure about this, but it looks, that seems, you know what, I don't see a rudder here. Oh, here it is. Okay, there is a rudder. Okay, I was a bit worried about that after what I just said about how it turns or doesn't turn, but there needs to be a rudder, and there's the rudder. So again, not hinged. Oh yes, there's slots for the hinges, and slots for the hinges in here, but I'm gonna have to install hinges. So yeah, as you can see, even though it's an ARF, there's a lot of work on this plane. And this, oh I see, this will go through there, and then I'm not going to do that for now, but that will slide through there, and then the rudder will slot into that slot, and then it'll be glued into place. And then the ailerons will go on there like that. I'll have two servos in here for rudder and elevator, and one each in each of the wings, so just 4 servos. And then we have canopy that will go on here like this. Look at this huge plane with a tiny little cockpit, and it's even got the edge of the cockpit pre-made. I'm gonna have to see about getting a pilot or mounting a camera, because I'd really like to run a camera and record this flight from the pilot's eye perspective. So I'm not sure if that means I'm going to be putting a camera in here or figuring out a way to mount it somewhere else. We shall see. That'll be stuff to figure out. Lastly, there's an awful lot of, oh, this is rigging. So this is rigging for the wings. The wings actually have rigging to help hold them in place. So that will be what that is. That's the rigging. Here we have some wheels. Fairly solid wheels, very solid, heavy duty, sprung wire landing gear that will actually, that's what really does the work inside the wheel pants of the wings. And here we have, there's also struts and the tail wheel. So those struts will be bracing the wing, and then the rigging will be pulling it up against the bracing. I'm thinking that these holes in the fuselage are where the struts go. It seems like it makes sense. And lastly, a whole bunch of, there, okay. Well, I don't have to find anything. There are CA hinges, so all the hinges that I'll need are provided. All of the control rods, control horns, all the controls. That is some kind of foam, not really sure what that's for. Reinforcing plywood pieces, and just and yeah, everything I'm gonna need, or even the control horns. So the control horns are here, everything, all of the pieces are there. I guess we've got some stickers. And just one other little thing left in the box is carbon fiber rod. And good to see in a model that old, but that carbon fiber is being used to strengthen it. I'm assuming that that's going to fit somewhere in the middle here. So really, in terms of ARF, this is, all I need is the electronics, which I have. But I also have a 12-page manual to go through carefully and step by step to put this plane together. Now what we'll do, one last thing before we close up shop on this, I think I might just try and lay this out on the table. So that, say it's 59 inches. I have no idea what that means. It's big. Now, I looked it up and I'm pretty sure 59 inches is about 1.5 meters. And I tell you what, doesn't that look absolutely beautiful? So I'm going to have some fun building this. This is going to be a bit of a back burner project. You might see updates from time to time, and we will I'll give you progress as I gradually build this together, because I'll be prioritizing some other stuff that I'm working on. But honestly, although it was a complete surprise, I love surprises, and this was a beautiful surprise. This is just going to be a really, really nice plane. So there we have it. That's the Bee Sportster Model E by Maxford USA, and this is going to be one of my next build projects, and it will be fun to see this one get into the air with a RD Pilot flight controller inside it. Tim the Plane Man, over and out. Tim the Plane Man, over and out. Tim the Plane Man, over and out.